Okay. Okay. doing things here. Doing the things, you might even say. I don't know if you would say that. I would I would say that. Okay. Take my glasses off a little bit. I can kind of see. Nope, that did not help. That kind of blurred. That kind of blurred the glasses. Goodness. Good night, nurse. Not better. Morning, first one here. What's up, Haas? There's Keith. What's up, baby? I can't have you sitting on my shoulder today. I gotta work. I gotta work. I gotta work it like a working man. All right. I gotta turn this fan on. It is freaking hot. What's going on out here? I got Neil, who I call the mayor, and Ed, who I call Lawnmower Man. They're standing in front of my house under my tree, talking. This is like the behind the scenes of King of the Hill. I should go out there and stand with him with a beer in my hand. I should have been willing to get off my lawn, you kids. I have not heard the new Anthrax song, Frank. I saw this morning that there was the something about the kids or something, and I'm like, you know what? I got to check this out today. I even made a little post-it note that says Anthrax, and I'm sure by tonight I'd be like, I don't remember. I don't know what this means. I'll remember. Chess says, hey people, happy Positive Friday and happy new Anthrax song day, right? I mean, it's Positive Friday, but it's happy new Anthrax song day. Is it worth the wait? Blessings of happiness all around and twice upon Chad. Well, yeah, twice upon, at least twice. I mean, a minimum of twice. There's Tom. Scotty hasn't heard it either. He's too busy eating. He's too busy recording with 400 other bands. Scotty just goes into the studio and he just plays a guitar riff. And he's like, Mr. Bungle want this? Whoever wants this, just here, take it. I'm just going to record 600 riffs and then just whoever wants it. Chad says, I dig this song too and appreciated the Madhouse throwback. Ray said, well, how did y'all be here? These boys are quick, Lorraine. Quick. This ain't playtime for them. Yeah, everybody really jumped in nice and quick today. I like that. Charlie Bichandra, yep. Quick Lorraine was my nickname. Quick Lorraine was my nickname in high school. It was. I remember that. I remember going to high school with you, but different schools, different years. I'm going to get some writing in today. So at 10 after 12, this is what I've decided. So these are some things I've decided, okay? I talked to a person way smarter than me about my channel here and how to continue to build it. And one of the critiques was that people coming in, okay, that don't normally, like, not you guys, but like a brand new person comes in and they're like, oh, it's a writing channel. And then I'm not doing any writing for 2 hours. And then I'm being aggressive and bullying and yelling and screaming and yelling. And everybody knows that's just me, just being me, insecure me, joking around. But maybe it's a little bit too aggressive. I agree. Also, it's probably not good for my blood pressure. Again, I got to get more writing in. I got to get more writing stuff in. And it's fun to do like your favorite breakfast cereals and stuff like that. So we're going to continue to do that. But I've decided that I'm going to do like 10-minute writing breaks. You guys talk. I'm not going to go through and read every single comment unless it's addressed to me. And it might be, I might write for 5 or 10 minutes, get some words in, and get rolling. And I'm going to do that several times during this. I've also decided, starting next week, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday live. Not Tuesday, not Thursdays anymore. I'm just getting burned out, and I'm not getting enough. I'm not getting enough words in, and I'm worried about other stuff. I'm also not doing. I didn't do a Friday video today. I recorded something, but that will be the Sunday video. So Wednesdays and Fridays, and only 3 days for the foreseeable future. Now I might decide, I can do extra days or whatever. But for now, I think Tuesdays and Thursdays for me need to be a break and less stressful, and not have to look at the clock the whole time and worry about, I got to get on, I got to do this or do that. So that's the schedule. We'll see if we can stick to it. But I'm positive because it's positive. What is it? Positive Friday. Keith says withdrawals from yesterday. I think one of the things too is I was almost going to go on later yesterday, and I was struggling with it. Not having a great mental day yesterday. I was like, you know what? Why? Like, do I need to go on? Do I need to go on for Keith? Maybe, but I'm going to take a break. I'm literally going to watch baseball. I got a lot of writing in yesterday, which was nice. And so that was that. Just, I think we mostly want to know what Milano thinks of it, though. Oh, yeah, I can't wait for him to make a comment. Quick, Lorraine, I'm afraid to ask, Frank. Maybe I should. Yeah, you probably should. New Anthrax song, like listening to a shoe. Favorite breakfast cereal, Alpo. Really, Alpo? I just find it had too much of a salty taste, Alpo. Lorraine says, I would have been on sooner, but I was too busy reading comments everywhere and licking my wounds. Frank says, I'm going to have to run this past corporate. Haas says, I kind of appreciate you reading some of the comments. For some reason, not all the comments show up for me. And some of the comments, whenever you say Caggiano, it doesn't come up at all. Yeah, but I can't spend. Listen, Haas, I feel like I can't spend the entire 2 hours, which I think I'm cutting to an hour and a half. I don't think I could spend 2 hours basically just reading comments back and forth. So I will read some comments, but I don't think I'm going to spend the time doing all of them if I have other stuff I need to do. I really need to write. This is kind of why I'm on here. Tom says, Frank, got some hit and sour soup last night. That was actually pretty spicy. Usually that soup is missing the hot portion. Frank says, wow, it played an ad under the video. That's an improvement. Lorraine says, that totally makes sense, Armand. Art Sloan in the house. Hey, everyone, this is my first time in the stream. What's up, Armand? Welcome in. I need to keep my nose out of YouTube when I'm supposed to be writing. Me too. Frank loves hit and sour soup. Lorraine says, Art, oh my word, yay. Apparently Lorraine knows art. She knows good art too. You know what I'm saying? Lorraine said, I can vouch for Art. He's awesome. You know what usually happens in that case? You vouch for somebody. And you know why that is? That's because the FBI got to you. And Art is an FBI agent undercover, and you're trying to bring him into our motorcycle gang to destroy our motorcycle gang and all of our illegal activities. I mean, that's what usually happens. I don't know if that's what we're dealing with. I'm just saying that's what usually happens. Art Carney. I wish Art Carney was in here. You know how many subscribers I would get if Art Carney was hanging around with us? Frank respects a spicy hot and sour soup. Art says you're busted. FBI secret undercover officer, Art, you mean? Are you writing about bikers? Not current. Well, yeah. In the Southern Gothic noir thriller, there is a bike gang from Jacksonville driving up to Cooper Mountain, Georgia to take over. So yes, I am actually. Although, I mean, that's the That's pretty much every book that you will ever read about crime. There's got to be a biker gang. There's got to be somebody trying to get into the biker gang, right? All right, so my busted ears that directed to someone else, Art. I think they know that you were compromised by the FBI, and that's why Art is in here now. So I get it. Everybody, be cool. Everybody, be cool. It's a narc. I'm doing very well with the product placement ones. Very happy with that. Oh, oh. I'm gonna tell you what I had for lunch in a second. Maybe when I'm done burping it up. Ooh, humada humada. Whew. Yeah, it was a bit much. Thanks, Lorraine, for the vouch. It was towards Armin. Okay, I'll be the one to say it. What are you supposed to be writing today, Armin? Nice. I'm going to be writing my King of the Mountain. I'm going to be writing chapter 28. I started it yesterday. I finished 27, started 28. My goal is to finish 28. Lorraine says, good thing, Art, because I was trying to figure out what I did wrong. It's a good thing somebody asked him, Keith. Exactly. Thank you, Haas. About 65% done with Owl's second draft. What are you all working on today? Nice. How many days do you think you got left on that, Chad? Haas says, absolutely honest to God, final draft of my first story and my second story. What a pain. I just want to write. Yeah. Right, says, great going, Chad. You know, it's not really going, Chad. Freaking Tigers and Red Sox lately. But we're being positive. It's a positive Friday. Yeah, live streams can be such a distraction. I swear, it's a black hole for time, but they're too much fun. Yeah, then that's the problem, right? That's the problem. It's great community. It's great hanging out with all you used people, all the used guys. But yeah. Just a good question, Armin. No idea how many days I've got left. How about I just set the goal of no later than next Wednesday? Excellent goal. You seem to work well under that. Lorraine says, no black hole here, Art. This is earth-shattering stuff you need for life. Yeah. If you want to learn about breakfast cereals of days gone by, you want to learn about hair metal from the 80s, you want to learn about random stupid facts you will never, ever in a million years use in your life, facts that if you went to a party and you started spewing some of this stuff, they'd throw you out of the party, this is the chat for you. Just we can't talk about the Tigers right now and have a positive. No. Same with the Red Sox. Goodness. Good night, nurse. How I set reasonable, attainable writing goals for myself. I think I have that in here somewhere. I'll write it down again. Thank you. Always looking for new video ideas. By the way, I'll be doing most of that goal on my new MacBook. Chat. In case nobody knew, in case nobody's been paying attention, Chad got a new MacBook. Commercial break, people dancing in scrubs. Shut up, Tom. Positive Friday. Maybe you didn't get the memo. Hell, I'm always looking for new video ideas. That could be a good one. So today I went and hung out with Andrea at Southern Blend Coffee. And they actually had a ton of donuts in the case. So I got me a dozen donuts for me and the missus. If you watch my coffee of the day video from this morning, you will see the selection of donuts. Pretty good. The glaze are just like little tiny pillows of sugar. And then I left there, and then I drove up on the way home to see the Sunshine Hot Dog Lady. And I shot a video with her. And she was a lot of fun. Man, is she cute. And then I had a sausage dog, and a jumbo Frank Edler dog. I don't think she said Edler. I don't remember. And then I did a little biting them and did a review of both. That video will be needed to be edited together by my wife, probably tonight. So look for that Saturday, Sunday, or Monday. That was fun hanging out with her for a few minutes. Then I had to go to Winn-Dixie and buy carrots and an onion because my wife is making a roast for dinner tonight. Although I gotta be honest with you, that hot dog and that sausage jam I'm full. That was full. But I did buy myself. I'm like, which one should I get? I can't decide, so I got both. I got Almond Joy and Mounds. I got both. I'll probably eat those at some point today. Frank says, Tom says, is that the place that puts gummy worms on their donuts? I think maybe they had gummy worms on a donut. Maybe. I don't remember. I don't ever get gummy worms on donuts, though. Art says, commercials, Lorian. I have YouTube Premium. No ads here, but it's expensive membership. Art, you're messing my head, okay? Although I think I do get a small percentage of that. Not worth it, Art, because I don't get paid. And that's really the only reason we're here. So Art's bringing some negative into the group. What is Charlie in? Lorraine says, a whole lot of testosterone talk about sports and bands and little old me waiting for food talk. Lorraine says, premium Art? No fair. Yeah, no fair is right. Sometimes you feel like a nut, sometimes you don't. Keith gets it. Keith understands. Haas also understands sometimes you feel like a nut. The place you got donuts for Shelly's birthday. Yeah, it was the same place. So I guess they do have gummy worms. I don't pay attention because I don't eat gummy worms on donuts. I shot a video with the hot dog lady. I shot 3 sections, 3 small videos, me and her. Yeah, the hot dog lady is right. Sorry, Armand, I'll cash app you instead. You know what? That would work. That would work perfect. I would appreciate that. Yeah, I hung out with the hot dog lady this morning for a little bit. I've never made a decent pot roast. My wife makes a delicious pot roast. My mother, her pot roasts were always dry and awful. It looks like the King of the Hill lineup out here is finally breaking up. I'm sure if that guy with the pool table was home, the 3 of them would have been standing out under my tree. Tom says, the hot dog lady is the Saturday special guest at MondoCon, right? You know it. She's actually talking about buying a house. She went and looked at a house only like maybe 2 miles from where I'm living now. Like, hot dog lady getting a little too close. She got like 125,000 or something subscribers on YouTube. I would imagine mostly dudes. All right, I'm going to get some writing in. So, you guys want to talk? Talk. You guys want to watch it? I'll try to move my head around every now and then because I know if I just sit still, you think, did the thing freeze? My goal is to write like 500 words right now and then take a break. Where's that? She is. Lorraine with the jokes. All right, that's wrong. So. All right, that works. All right. Well, there's 300 words. Armin, if you're going to start doing writing sprints from now on, using the keyword Pomodoro in there somewhere may help with getting more in here. Pomodoro. I don't like that thing. I don't like using it. I don't like the I don't like the word. I stepped away for 2 minutes, came back to this space. Are you guys worn out by the week? The quiet side today? Yeah, you guys can keep talking. Here's my thing. I might write one little sprint today, and then we can chat the rest of the time. I just got to feel like I've accomplished something today. Again, everyone's just trying to be respectful of Armand's earnest typing. Yeah, they're just listening to me going click, 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 click. Again, I'm already halfway done with what I did. The word Papa San is stuck in my head. Mama San, Papa San. I'm still getting some more writing here. The keys isn't hearing the keys is buying. Yep. Lorraine wants to know why, Frank. I'm gonna get back to this page. If I wanted to use Pomodoro, I just listen to Exodus. Exactly. You know what though? I should thank you for the suggestion, Chad. I appreciate that. I'm not going to add anything more to what I'm already doing, but I appreciate you thinking about me. Should I start with the Mounds or the Almond Joy? That's the question. I think we need a vote for that. I'll tell you what, though, I'm burping up this sausage, and they were really good. They were actually really delicious snap to them, as you'll see in the video. Ryan says, "You're sneaking in some writing at work, Keith." I'm going to tell. Frank says, "I think you know Elaine." With Lorraine. Look, wow. Tom says, "Mounds is superior." I like both. But yeah, Mounds is, I think Mounds is good. I'm a big fan of coconut. Where's my imagination that goes so far, Frank? So I'll sidestep that one. Start with the Mounds and then throw the almond joy in the garbage and go buy another Mounds to replace it. So you don't like almond joy, Frank? I think is what I'm getting from that. I'm not 100% sure though. Nothing with coconut can be superior unless it's in Thai food. Case on his lunch. He can do anything he wants. He was doing Pilates. And then he was doing hot yoga. And they were like, stop doing that. It's too hot in here. And then he was like, I'm going to do goat yoga. They were like, why don't you just write? And he's like, okay. I'll start with the Mounds. First, Lorraine, I'm reading your book, and in the chapter I just completed, you talked a lot about a papasan chair, which captured my imagination for some reason. Oh, yeah. In the girl's room. There's Charlie. $500 words. Like that. Now take a break. These are both rescued beagles. Where'd you see that? Some AI video? Hey, Charlie, I have to know from you and Haas, was my book part of the discussion of problems with characters having quirky traits? I'll explode if I don't know. Maybe not explode. She kind of steps back on that. Charlie says, I was not thinking of your book when I made that comment. No, I bought your book, Lorraine, but I haven't read it yet. Keith says, 431 extra words. Nice. What did you get in this morning? Lorraine says, no, Haas, but you saw my video about developing characters. I was inspired when you did ask questions about how to make a memorable character. Most modern books are fan fiction, quirky, clever bullshit instead of actual writing. Yours is not, Lorraine. Haas says, that's what inspired me. Maybe I'm just paranoid and too sensitive. I won't be the first or last time that happens, I can assure you. There you go. Two kids this morning, one came on Memoir 5, and the other on a news short story about the Chupacabra. The Chupacabra? Don't set the Chupacabra one in the airport in Denver. I've already written that book. Because I submitted to the dark again yesterday, 24 hours without rejection. Nice. The word chupacabra pops in my head randomly. Weird, I know. As long as you know, Lorraine. Along with Tatuba. Charlie says, I submitted a story to the Misfits Antho you guys were talking about the other day. Fingers crossed. It'd be cool to share a table of contents. I didn't write a short story for that. So. Ches says, here you go, Lorraine. I'm going to copy and paste a 1-star review of Foster Homes and Flies. Haas says, you were right about modern writing, Charlie. Have you tried to read The Fourth Wing? Holy crap, I couldn't get past the first couple chapters. Tom says, keep it clean, Lorraine. Frank says, trapped under ice. That was not about a chupacabra. Finally, the last Tom. Actually, I don't like it. It has no feelings at all. I didn't cry or smile. I was just reading it. It has no effect on me at all. Also, at the beginning, I didn't know how old was him until he said 12. Yeah, him was 12. I think it's just like other normal American movies. He says the story will play out near the border and mention the beast following the buffet of migrants. Into Canada or coming this way from Canada? Which one? Only bad thing, then I get coconut between my teeth. Mm. I don't think him knows how to read very well, and that was part of the problem. Yeah, it sounds like it. Here's got Keith got to take credit for something. Charlie, got to give proper you got to give proper props to Keith because he mentioned it. Even if you weren't in at that time that he mentioned, it doesn't matter. You still got to be like, "Yep, you're the one that told me about this." Yeah, I thought about writing something for it, but then I didn't. There you go, Charlie. You got to play the game with Keith. He gets very upset. Give the boy his props. Tons of someone on some Facebook thread was asking to normalize character names in fantasy books because pronouncing the names now takes the person out of the story. Well, maybe you shouldn't read yeah. King Bob, I'd like you to meet Knight Billy. What's the dragon's name? Harry. No, you change the dragon to Bojangles. Mr. Bojangles. And then he dances. Puff the Magic Dragon, that's too fanciful for that person. He doesn't takes him out of the story if he's got to read Puff. Tom says not Bojangles, a fast food. I forgot. There's a personal issue there. I did not see it yet, Charlie. I was busy at the donut shop, and then with the hot dog lady. Sweet Tumbler, what's her name? What does that even mean? Oh, come on, Jesus. With the crawling. Gotta get rid of this dog. So the freaking cat just lay all over me. Stop with the claws. Stop with the. I'm holding you. I will watch it this afternoon, Charlie. I had a couple other videos I gotta watch as well. How to go with the hot dog lady? It went very well. She is very nice, very cute. I shot some video, probably about 10 minutes of video that I'll have to put together. I'll have to edit the 3 videos together tonight and then release it at some point. Lorraine said she likes seeing that side of you, see? Nick says, speaking of donut shop, there's Nick. Nick, when are you flying in from MondoCon? I asked because if everybody can get here like by, say, noon, we can go grab some lunch. And if people aren't coming in until like mid-afternoon, then we might not be able to get lunch. And then we'll all starve. Of course, you can come in early. You can come in Wednesday night if you want. It's up to you. It don't matter to me. Go hit Redneck Beach. So I think with the sausage hot dog and the jumbo hot dog and a big coffee this morning and then an Almond Joy and a Mounds bar right now, I think I'm going to be nauseous. Tom says, I love how the splatterpunk groups are filled with books that aren't splatter, but nobody knows what splatterpunk is, and those idiots. Oh, it's got a baby getting ripped apart. Well, this is splatterpunk. Oh, they're calling their extreme horror splatterpunk book. Which one or the other? Troy says, no worries, Haas. It's basically just skit it came up with. I thought it was funny, but my wife says I have an odd sense of humor. Where is this, Charlie? Is it on your Substack or is it on your YouTube? Don't you remember Puff the Magic Dragon from the 70s? Of course I do. He lived by the sea. I'm just saying, if you named it for that person who hates fantasy names, if you named the dragon Puff, then he would be like, oh, that just took me out of the story. That dragon name needs to be Peter. Troy says, thanks, Keith. I've been busy at work. We had a dead ostrich this morning, so I haven't had time to look. Did one of the giraffes stomp it, or did it just die of old age? How old can ostriches get? I can't look it up now because, I got the friggin' cat sitting on me. Keith, sorry to hear about the ostrich. If these people read Skip Inspector, one of the original Spider-Bunks, they'd say it's quiet horror. Yeah. Lorraine says, quite hard to find that for me, Tom. Yeah, Tom, define it for her. Chad agrees about Skip Inspector. It's on YouTube. Okay. No worries, Keith. Ostriches are all assholes. So literally all ostriches. You've never met an ostrich that you were just like, that was a kind of a cool ostrich. She was older and we think she got egg bound in the night and died. She didn't have any wounds or anything. Huh. You know what it could have been? Chupacabra. Are you comfortable, honey? Are you good? Oh, good. Okay. Maybe don't eat so much so you won't be so chunky. And this wouldn't be, I don't know, heavy to be holding you. You're about 78 pounds. Frank says, Rachel Bullen was recently asking what song he thought was written perfectly in structure. His answer, Lido Shuffle. No shit. Lido Shuffle. The Electric Slide. Lorraine says, that cat is beautiful, Armand. It reminds me of the calico cat I had when I was in high school. They used to bring dead rabbits and snakes to our porch for approval. Luckily, she's an indoor cat now. Although she was outside. She basically just showed up on our door at midnight one night crying. And then we took her in. She immediately ran in the house. But she's just loud. So, like with this new dog that we're temporarily housing, so it's not a houseless dog. Maisie's always making noises, and then the dog starts barking at her. Because I'm guessing the dog never saw a cat before. I'm like, well, if you just shut up, the dog will leave you alone. She leaves the other cat alone. He says, my comment was I came for the writing tip and left with a laugh. Lorraine, it's more creeping, emotional, slow building as opposed to slasher and gore stuff. Would you find some food on me? I had we had hibachi Wednesday night, and then last night I had the leftovers from hibachi, and I'm slumped on the couch eating it. And then when I was done, I guess I had a lot of rice on my face, and then the cat came over, and then she just started clawing it out and picking it out. Right? Thanks, Tom. This is kind of what I'm aiming for the book I'm working on now. What are you doing? Do not put your ass in my face. Why are you on my... Get off there. Get off my desk. Thank you. Choices, Lorraine. I think you would like Robert Aikman short stories. Frank says, on a positive note, YouTube is showing me so many ads today. You're sure going to get a hefty check for that. Well, that's good. I put my videos on in the background, and run through them. And then sometimes it'll be like, it'll say like ad 1 of 6. And they're all like, 30-second ads. But I'm like, wow. And then the next video will come on. And it starts with no ads. And it's like 45 minutes into it shows one ad. And I'm like, it's just so random how many ads they're going to give you. But hopefully people will watch them 33 seconds or longer, and we all get paid. I get paid. Keith says, all right, people have to go to a meeting. Have a great weekend. Keep writing on. You too, Keith, and I will see you on Monday, my friend. Have a great weekend. And as always, slap Lisa's ass for me. Is a meeting about you writing on the job? Yeah. A woman named Lorraine called HR just now to say that you were writing during work. Should we talk about this, Keith? Take care, Keith. Michael Schotter in. Keith goes out. Michael Schotter comes in. This is like a sitcom. This is like a sitcom where one character leaves and another character comes in through the kitchen door, and then everybody claps. Yeah, happy Friday. Happy positive Friday, Michael. Bye, Keith. I'm at the dentist, so a wee bit distracted. Oh, they doing like stuff in your mouth? Yeah, is Art still here? What happened to Art? We scare him off? Great way to kill time at the dentist. You know what, Nick, you need to be 100%. You need to say to the dentist, I'm going to put this on. We're both going to sit here and watch it. Then you're going to pull teeth out of my mouth. Chet says, a song written perfectly in structure is Boston's More Than a Feeling. Okay. You heard it from the horse's mouth. From the mouth horse. Schotter apparently agrees. I just saw your suggestion about Robert Aikman short stories, Charlie. Sorry. So check it out. She don't want you getting mad at her. Lorenzo, I often feel like this is a sitcom. Where's the laugh track? You gotta put that in yourself. Shutter busted in here like a one-man Lenny and Squiggy. Yep. He was like Lenny and Squiggy. Troy Aikman short stories are great. I mean, they are fantastic. What's everyone's favorite single author short story collection? Chad asks. Which Lansdale one is it for you? For me right now, C.W. Blackwell's last one. Trust, no worries, Lorraine. They're really weird, but not gory. If you're interested in horror, I think you'd like them. Lorraine said, I hope we didn't scare up my friend. I hope we didn't either. That would be a shame. And I think Troy Aikman was more of a character manager rather than a great writer. I definitely disagree with you on that, Charlie. What a phenomenal great writer he was. It's not like unusual stories. I just watched the Outsider series and really liked it. My husband, not half as much. Yeah, we won't be starting anything new because my wife will be gone Sunday at her mom's, and then Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday in Minnesota. Feeling Minnesota. Dennis Johnson's Jesus' Son. Choices. My favorite collection would either be In a Lonely Place by Carl Edward Wagner or The Beautiful Thing That Awaits Us All by Laird Barron Chad. I've heard of Laird Barron Chad. I haven't read either of those books. Chad read that, Tom. Just as I was making a Trot Aikman's football joke, I do think Robert Aikman is a great writer. Yeah, no, and I joked back that I thought you were wrong, and Troy Aikman is a great writer. We're on the same page. Would anybody be interested in? I don't even want to say the name of this because I know Frank's going to say something. Charlie knows what I'm talking about. He is a BBC maestro. Okay, so I joined that. My wife was like, "Go get it," and I got it. And I watched the Harlan Coben thing. So it's not just writers, but it's like Harlan Coben. He does like a little, class. And there's all kinds of things for all kinds of things for cooking, for whatever. All right. And anyway, they keep giving me free passes. And then you get like a 14-day free on it. And I've given it to people and they like it. And a couple of people have actually signed up for it, which is nice because then I get a percentage or something. But it's free. So if you look up BBC Maestro, it's a 14-day guest pass. It's 40 lessons, 1,000 plus different lessons, and 200 more hours of expert-led content across a range of fields. Something for everybody. So it's not just writing. It's about positivity. It's about all kinds of classes. Tons of stuff in this thing. You'll never get through all of it. But anyway, if anybody wants a guest pass for it to check it out, let me know and I will email it to you. You joke-ceptioned me and I got confused. This shit has to be more interesting than anything else out there. Sounds like he's confusing Troy Aikman with Clay Aiken. Clay Aiken, that guy is a friggin' writer. You want to read some horror stuff, Clay Aiken. As long as there's no dead space. I love that title, The Beautiful Thing That Awaits Us All. When I think Laird Barron, I think pretentious horror. Tom says, when I think Laird Barron, yeah. If something has a great poetic title, I have to have it, as long as it isn't a giant doorstop-sized book. Sometimes, Frank, but also when he's on his game, I think he's written some great horror. Is that like Masterclass? Yeah, that's what it is. Yeah. Michael says, I probably couldn't pick a favorite, but King's Night Shift probably had the biggest impact on me because of when I read it, Chad. And he read it on a Thursday in the bathroom. So that makes sense. Next up, there's a helicopter flying over Ocean Way. What's up with that? I don't know. Maybe there's people flying a helicopter. Maybe mind your own business. Maybe they're looking for your son. He's obviously a criminal. And of course, you immediately get all the political comments from people. Somebody's like, "Yeah, there was a male with dementia that was missing, and they were looking for him, and they found him," which is probably the right answer. Not that the president is trying to spy on all of us in a helicopter over part of Jacksonville, Florida. That probably is not what's really happening. But according to several of these people in my area who are barely coherent, that's what happens. Night Shift is good. I think Skeleton Crew is my favorite King collection. The president is definitely in that helicopter. Yeah, he's definitely up there. King Skeleton Crew because it has the mist in it. If it was multiple authors, Dark Forces, which is where the mist was first published. Trace's Dark Forces is great. And he said it just like that. Chad wrote a long thing. Read it. I'm tired. I can't read all that. You people are going to have to start reading for yourselves. I can't do everything. I'm definitely taking a nap today, though. I did a lot today. There's a lot of running around. I went to coffee. I went to hot dogs. I went to Winn Dixie. I mean, I guess nobody wants these free classes things. Whatever. Not a problem. I know other people who will appreciate them, enjoy them, want to watch them. All good. Oh, Art's back, everybody. Art's. We didn't scare him off. Tom says I already write like Harlan Coben. You do? Oh, okay. I had no idea because I've read your stuff. That was the confusing part. Look at the rain. Buying some books. Nice. Maybe I'll read some more of Lorraine's book before I take my nap. I'm drinking a cold brew with mocha because I like it. And I like saying mocha. You just went blind. That's a shame, Frank. And I know you went blind. You know why? Because I can actually read your post and there's no spelling mistakes for once. So it seems legit that you actually did go blind. Yeah, I'm not feeling all that well. I wasn't feeling great. I haven't felt really good all week, which really sucks. Maybe I shouldn't be eating so much. Don't be coming back in here and jumping on me. I was lying on the couch yesterday, and the cat jumped off the top right on my stomach. I thought I was going to puke. Why are you doing that? That just seems mean. That just seems like you know what you're doing. Mentions the ability to creep someone out. I'm new to that. Maybe not in real life. Hopefully not in real life, right? That probably wouldn't be a good thing. Like, oh, that Lorraine, man, she creeps me out. That's not a good. That's not a positive. We should get a birdhouse. I mean, not us, not like collectively get it, but maybe we should. Maybe we collectively should get a birdhouse. An Armand's opinion birdhouse. Now we'll read more of your book. There's that guy that walks his dog every day, but the guy's wearing a shirt for once. He's one of those 20 somethings that actually doesn't have to wear a shirt because he's like defined. Frank says nobody actually likes Stephen King. I am not a Stephen King fan, but I do like his short stories. But anytime I've ever tried to read one of his longer books, it just kind of meanders all over the place. And I'm like, what are you getting paid by the word? This is just too much. Yeah, I want this book. I just got to think from HarperCollins if I wanted an arc of Rick Ross, Renaissance of a Boss. Yeah, I want the autobiography of Rick Ross written by Geezer Butler. Hell's yes, send me that book. Charlie says, "What, Frank? I do, but not his new stuff." Frank says, "Is he more ripped or more cut?" He was walking pretty fast. I think he's more ripped. Tom says, "Trio of Dean Koontz books: Strangers, Phantoms, Watchers." Phantoms has still got to be my number one because that's the first book legitimately that scared me when I was like 13. I didn't know what the hell was going on. Yeah, Rick Ross. You know Rick Ross. Come on. I like all Koontz. That's my boy. That's Dean Koontz is literally the reason that I'm a writer. If it wasn't for reading his stuff, I wouldn't be doing this crap. You guys would all just be talking to somebody else on. Wouldn't be Armand's, it would be Frank's opinion. And who wants that? Pretty much any one word King style is good. Just like any Bentley Little book that starts with the. You mean all Bentley Little books? The name a place, name a thing. This has got to stop. Are you just using me to look out the window? Because that's kind of mean. You could sit in your hammock. Although I think the other cat's in the hammock. Frank says Strangers is my personal favorite. Chet says Intensity was always my favorite. Brent says Bag of Bones, Misery, and Joyland. All good because Keen is old right now. Yeah, he's old. I like Kuntz's new stuff since he signed on with Amazon the last few years. I like all that stuff. Frank says the YouTube video. Freeway Ricky, I take it that he was very memorable character. Looking forward to unboxing my Rick Ross book, hopefully coming soon. Art says, "What's your cat's name?" You know, Art, we don't ask questions like that. That's very personal, and I'm offended. This is Maisie. The other cat is Mary, as in Merry Christmas. My wife is from Florida, so she says Mary. I'm like Mary. That's not her name. She's like, no, Mary, like Merry Christmas. I'm like Murray. She's like Mary. You sound like Murray, like an old Jewish guy who owns a haberdashery in Brooklyn. I'm like, yeah, Mary. Here. Tom said, no idea why signed first edition hardcover King is hundreds of dollars, but my signed first edition hardcover Strangers is maybe $80. It's because you bought it. All right, so I'll keep personal questions to a minimum. You know, you get us as many personal questions as you want. But be warned, I'm going to give you the right answer. She never does this, but now we've been watching this dog for the last 2 weeks. So every day she does this. Now, when I'm done, probably about 15 minutes, when I'm done and I go lay down and to read, as soon as I open the book, strawberry. Yeah, strawberry. It's not strawberry. Your sister's name is Terry, not Terry. Blueberry. That's how you say it. That's how we say things up in here. Frank, is it true if you write for Amazon, you need at least 5 product placements per 100 pages? What? I don't even know what that means. I think I figured out, Shelly, how to download the 3 videos that I shot with the hot dog lady. So you just got to come when you come home tonight. You just got to put it together for me. The library, yeah. Actually, that's how Chuck Buddha says it. The library. Art says books are super valuable. I bought a 14 book lot for $70 and resold for $550. It was awesome. Show says there is no you in any of those words. There's also Merry Christmas. Not Mary. Mary is Mary. There's no E. There's no A in Mary. Merry Christmas doesn't quite have a ring to it. Well, you're not from New Jersey, Lorraine. New Jersey is Merry Christmas. Oh, that cat is killing me. Stop feeding that cat. She also keeps clawing the crap out of me. I'm trying to help you. I did get some writing in, which is nice. So far, the only thing that has gone wrong today, something has to go wrong, is there were no women in the hour and a half that I was in the donut shop. Not one woman walked in yoga pants. And that doesn't really even, what's the chance of that? What are the odds of that? 7 to 1. Merry Christmas. It does. New Jersey has only, exactly. Oh, Art, now that's a great turnover. Exactly. Good for you, Art. I'm glad Art's in the house. Art, how I don't want to. You don't have to tell me your exact age, but I want to know how old you are. Because Art is, if you're young, then that's a family name. But if you're really old like me, then that's, yeah, Arthur. That makes, yeah, yeah, like Art Garfunkel, exactly. There's no I in team. 27 in March. Is that a family name? Or did your parents not want you? What's the story behind Arthur? And I kid. It's just not a name that I've heard a lot in younger people. I had an uncle Art. There was that generation that there was a lot of Arthurs. The movie Arthur, but not the one with Russell Brand, though. Not that one. Okay, now I'm lost. We went from no I in team to Art Garfunkel to I'm 27. They didn't want me. I'm sorry for bringing that up, Arthur. Archibald. Lorraine, you got to keep up, Lorraine. You got to keep up. There's so much happening in these chats. It's like your head spin. It's a random name that they chose. You're doing what I used to do before I hit 40. I vaguely remember 40. Mentally, I was in a much better place at 40 than I was at 30. 30, I remember going to work and going into my office in the, I think I was working for Easy Spirit Shoes then. I think Easy Spirit. And I remember saying to my assistant manager, Oleka, hey, if anybody bothers me today, you're fired. If anybody says happy birthday to me today, if anybody buys me a cake, if anybody buys me anything, if you people, if nobody, you just got to leave me alone. And I literally remember bringing a book with me, and I put my feet up on my desk, and that was like my 10 hours. I microwaved some food, and nobody bothered me all day. It was nice. I mean, I was miserable. I was like, I can't believe I'm 30 years old and I've done nothing with my life. Such a loser. But now here I am, not as much of a loser. Positive. Barker's Cabal was the one that got me back in the day. Never read anything since that legit scared me. I think it broke some of something. Yeah, that was a good one. Reaching way ahead to say I'm going to be such and such age in several months. Turn 27 in March. Everybody slow down with the chatting because Lorraine's trying to catch up. Armand breaking labor law since 2000. Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much. I was telling my wife, there was a girl who worked for me, and she was there when I got there to that job. And I don't remember which job. Like I was there was like a headhunter for shoe managers, and once a year he would call and go, listen, I get you $5,000 more a year if you go from Clark Shoes to Easy Spirit Shoes to Stride Right to this one. I mean, I worked for like 10 years. I worked for like 10 different companies. And I remember going to a store, and there was a girl there. She was pregnant. I was like her third or fourth kid, and her boyfriend, and she was like young. I mean, she was like 22, 23, like she's going to have her fourth kid. Her boyfriend was in prison for like armed robbery and killing somebody. And he was never getting out. But I guess every 9 months or so, she would go to the prison, Broadway State Prison, as a matter of fact, where Schicchetti was, Vito Schicchetti from the Shocker books. Lorraine, don't read those. And they would have a conjugal visit, and she would get knocked up again. And I remember her water broke in the back room. Like on a Saturday, we were like super crazy busy. And I was like, I'm like, I can't even go back there. Like, you destroyed like all the shoes that were piled up in one spot. But she's like, you can't fire me. I'm like, I'm not going to fire you, but this is gross. And then she did come back. I'm sure by now she got 12 kids with that same guy. Art says, yeah, I did. It was a decent birthday. What did you do before you hit 40, Lorraine? You fret over your age the way a woman does. Yeah. I did it 30. 40, I was like, I'm all right. I'm fine. 50, I was like, at 50, I get to hang out with Chuck Buddha. 55 double nickels, as us cool kids call it. Frank just got yelled at. Lorraine didn't fret until 2 years ago. Nick says, I'm here for Frank getting scolded. Nick's here for Frank getting scolded and healthy gums. Yeah. How many patients in line in front of you, Nick? Yeah. Like, are you in the chair now? And the dentist is like, will you stop talking? Will you stop laughing at funny things Frank is saying? I'm trying to extract all your wisdom teeth. I got 4 of them out. I got 6 to go. Ugh. Yeah, I ate too much already today. Oh, Nick's done. Nice. Yeah, no shocker books for you at all. Stay as far away from them as possible. Yeah, take your lollipop and your sticker. Oh, he gets a lollipop and sticker there. That's pretty cool. They gave me braces instead of a cleaning. Yeah, they were like, we're sick of cleaning these teeth. Let's just put stuff in front of them. That just makes it easier. Because I'm sorry, women don't fret over their age. What it drinks is supposition. Yeah, you're not allowed to say stuff like that. Supposition. The dentist tell you you're not eating enough cheese. I think he legally has to tell every person in Milwaukee, in Wisco, they're not eating enough cheese. They literally do the cleaning with cheese. They literally scrape cheese across your teeth until they're clean. Which, I mean, I don't see anything wrong with it. You shouldn't either. I'm doing 5 more minutes and then I'm out of here. This is the new thing. Hour and a half I'm doing. I didn't mind telling people my age until I started looking my age, Frank. Life eventually took hold of me. And a good thing for me is a lot of people look at me and they're like, "Oh, when are you turning 21?" And I'm like, this is weird. I'm 50. I'm 57 in November. They're like, "No, there's no way you are that old. There's no way." And I'm like, "Right?" Because I look so good. I get it. And then they're like, "You're so humble about." I'm like, I am. I'm humble about a lot of things. Michael Schotter, thank you for hanging out with us. I appreciate it, my friend. Hopefully, we will see you again next week. Hopefully, we will. Oh, yeah, I won't be able to do Tuesday next week anyway. I'm going on that. I don't think I'm doing the fake bar one that I've done an interview with a couple times there. But I'm doing another interview live in Jacksonville. So that will be interesting. I want to remind everybody to keep watching my videos. Don't be an art and get an ad blocker or whatever thing that you have. Watch 33 seconds of my ads so I can get paid. So I'm not doing this for nothing. Nick says, yeah, sure, 21. See, Nick knows. In fact, my husband worries more about aging than I do. Is your husband older, younger, same age? Are you guys twins? Was he born in the same minute as you? Or is he like 30 years older? Or is he just turning 21? Any of those? Any of those, Lorraine? Why isn't Lorraine answering me? That works, Armand. That allows me to have some writing time. Exactly. I'm doing this for you. Everything I do. That should be a song. Lorraine says, you don't look 56, Armand. Lorraine, you need to go get glasses. You need to go get glasses. I appreciate you saying that, though. I do. But seriously, get your eyes checked, lady. Get your eyes checked. I 100% look 56 or older. I'm not even gonna argue that point. Not even an argument, Lorraine. Okay, so my stomach is making some gurgling noises now. Nice. Whew. If we both ditch the grays, we should be able to shave off 10 years. Easy. I agree. This one time when I was so it had to be like maybe right when I was 40, right around when I was 40. And I was with somebody who was an awful person I was living with. And they bought me that beard stuff. They were like, you know what, you would look so much better if you because I was just starting to get grays. Like my mustache was not gray, but I had just a few hairs. And she's like, just comb this in. And we were going on a cruise, and I combed it in. I didn't bother reading it, and I thought she knew what she was doing. And I'm just sitting on the couch, and she's like, when did you wash that out? I'm like, you didn't tell me to wash it out. She's like, how long has it been in? I'm like, I don't know, like an hour. She goes, you got to wash that out. It's like 15 minutes. And I washed it out, and it was like in comic books, you know, when black hair is so black, they show it as blue. It was like the black hole. Like you could see into the abyss. It was so dark. I look like Ming the Merciless. It looked just so ridiculous. Lorraine says 68. Time to go. All right, Frank. I think I may be 50, Armin. Well, thank you. Thank you, Chad. So do you then. Can't even pass for 40 something. Calm down. Why are people lying? I just remember the video I did for Chad, and now I'm rethinking the die. None for me. Yeah, I think that was just a little bit too much. Not you, I'm saying for me. That's funny, Frank. Not a day over 26 times 2. I'm considering a 2-bay. You know, they don't look bad these days. I lost all this weight, so I have to wear a belt. And now because I'm wearing a belt, I've given myself a pinched nerve in my hip, and I have to go to physical therapy to treat the sciatica. Calm down, Jay. He has a way. Exactly. Thank you, Tom. He was getting a little uncomfortable. Frank lost weight. Chad lost weight. I guess Tom lost weight. I don't know. I haven't really physically seen Tom in a while. I've gained weight. I'm going to lose a ton of weight. That's it. So now you're suffering on the inside to look better on the out, Frank. Yeah, I mean, you got to look better on the outside. It doesn't matter what the inside is always going to be miserable and rotting. So you might as well look good at the outside. I think just go shave before getting a toupee. There you go. All right, everybody. Thank you for hanging out with me. I appreciate it. Have a great, great weekend. Thanks for watching the ads. Thanks for Art jumping in with us. Hopefully, we will see you again next week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Come hang out with us. Blue Black Deer. Yeah, I've been there, done it. Yeah, it's a little bit. It was. Wonder if I can find one of those pictures. It was awful. All right, everybody. I will see you Monday. I will have other videos coming up. The hot dog, Sunshine Hot Dog Lady one will be coming up at some point.